There we go. Hello. Let's try this again with sound. Right, last time we left off, I was... Alright, have to do everything again.
Welcome to Themepark World. This is prehistoric world in the Lost Kingdom, where reptilian giants roam a misty land of timeless fun.
When I give you information, most of the time it will be repeated with a message. In the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you can see how many messages you have. Pressing L2 will allow you to access your messages. Okay, there are lots of ways to earn gold tickets, some of which are hidden. But in every park, there are 3 goals to shoot for. You want to get a certain number of visitors into your park, you want to stay in business for a set number of years, and you need to reach a particular profit level within a 12-month period. Check the message stack to see just how the figures add up for this park.
Let's create this fire simulation effect using Unreal Engine Niagara FX. To get started, we need a few assets from the Unreal Engine Starter Content Pack. To add them to your project, in Content Browser, click Add and select Add Feature or Content Pack. Here you can select Starter Content and import them to the project. We are going to use some materials from this Starter Content. To create Niagara System, right-click on Content Browser and select Niagara System. Select Next, add Fountain Emitter, and then select Finish to add the system with a fountain emitter.
Okay.
I call the Niagara System.
Let's try this again. This time there's sound at least in the game.
Open the Niagara System.
The last time I played this...
Go to Window and select Preview Scene Settings. Here you can toggle on and off the background environment in the preview. I rename the fountain emitter to Flames.
Now link the entrance queue to a path so visitors can use the ride.
So what we're playing...
Initialize particle, I set the
Now link the exit to a path so visitors can get off the ride.
So last time, this is a game where you manage your theme park, build a theme park, and
under add velocity,
yeah, it's a theme park game.
Max velocity to 80 and 150.
When this is highlighted, you can press the info button to get more information and maybe change the way it works. If you press the OK button, you'll get a list of options.
And all the electric art came out in the 2000s.
To add some noise to our particles movement. In particle update, click this plus button and add curve noise force volume.
An old game from my childhood.
Set its strength to 100.
This is your laptop's main menu, where you can get all kinds of information about your park.
Our sprite render module. For the materials,
Let's build a second ride. Let's build them both close together. So it's gonna be easy for us to manage.
This material is made out of this 6x6 sprite sheet texture. So
we have an exit, we have
under sub set the image size to 6 and 6, and
then
this
we have
option.
build
Then in the particle update,
shops.
add sub UV animation module. Enable this move and set the end frame to 35 because we have 36 sprites.
Let's see if we place one here.
And since the numbering
The other one. So in this game, you build your theme park, and the more better your park becomes, the more you can get with the tickets, and then get.
You've already built all of the shops that are currently available. Do you want to research some more?
You can then get more theme parks.
Click on this arrow and choose color
More tickets, more theme parks. So that's kind of the loop. You build your theme park,
change this ramp to set the flames color with their edge. You can click on top part of the ramp
and then you rinse and repeat with the next
bottom markers
next
will
theme.
control the opacity.
You could technically play the
Set
whole
the
game
colors
in
to
this
start
one
from white and then
level.
yellow, orange, and finally red.
I think it's more
This will give
interesting
our
to see
players a nice
more the game has to offer. So we will be going through all the theme
Drag
parks
and drop our nitro system to the
and
viewport to
seeing
see it in action.
how it looks like.
That's
So
it,
yeah, right
flames.
now I'm just
So
placing out
let's move on to create the smoke.
stuff.
Hit
It's
Control
going
V
to help
to
me in
pick
the
a
long
flames
run.
emitter. Rename it to smoke.
Way to
Click on
go!
this icon
Since
to
you got a
isolate
handle
the
on the
emitter.
fundamentals
We
and
don't
Yeah,
have
need
this
this
so
park
you get
up
golden
and
tickets.
running, I'd like to give
let's
you a
do
gold
it.
You
ticket
do
as
stuff
a
and stuff
reward.
happens.
Change the spawn rate to something like
That's
25
kinda
and the
the
lifetime
big
to
thing.
0.8 and
I
1.8.
think a little
This will
market
make
research is
both
in order
particles
here.
last
You've already
longer.
built all of the
Change
available
color.
shops.
Over
Maybe you should research some
here.
others.
Search for
Then I think
smoke
it's time to
and
hire
select
stuff.
M
Hire people.
smoke sub UV material
The different
from
staff
the
types
starter
are
menu.
guards, who patrol the
Since
park
this
and deal with
material
hooligans and
uses
mischief
8x8
makers,
sprite sheet,
mechanics,
have
who fix your
change
rides and
the
install
values.
upgrades, cleaners, who keep everything
Change the
tidy,
sub-image
researchers,
size to
who
8
research
on
new
8,
attractions, and
and in the
entertainers, who keep your
sub-UV
It's
visitors
animation,
self-explanatory.
amused.
set the end frame
What you
to
see is what you
60
get.
frames
So we want to
because
find someone
there are
with good
64
motivation. So
sprites
Gary
in
seems like a
8x8
good
game.
choice. Gary's gonna be a good
In our
hire.
initialize particle settings,
Mechanics,
keep the color
same thing.
same but
Carolyn,
change this
James.
alpha to
Hey!
something like 0.5.
What you doing?
Now in the velocity, I increase them.
Doesn't really matter who we take as long as we take one of them.
Also increase the sprite size to 60 and 100.
Right, Stewart.
Change the scale sprite size curve to
Choice,
something like
researcher
this.
is... Researcher is
Also
the most
increase the
important
drop
one.
to 0.8.
Because that's the one that's going
In the
to
scale color, I
give
change
you
the alpha curve to
new
go like
stuff.
this. And for the curl noise, increase the frequency to 50.
I feel like it could be good
And
to
if you
have...
want to use the GPU for these
No, too low.
simulations, in emitter
Even though it's the
properties,
best name in the world,
change the
too low
calculation
motivation.
bounds
We want
to
someone with
fixed
high at the
and
start.
sync
So
target
otherwise we have to
to
train them to
GPU
get
sync.
the motivation up. That's gonna cost money.
Take the emitter out of isolation.
So
Save
yeah, I
system,
think
and
that's
just like that,
that's about
we
it.
got
I think it's
our
time to
smoke
open.
as well.
Can I have your attention, please?
To
The
add
park
those flying
is open
fires
This
for
game is
business.
so good. I said it in the...
right click on empty space.
I said it
Add
before, I'm gonna say it again.
and select fountain.
The animations in this game are so
Change
fun.
this.
You see everything bobbing around. Even the selection box is bobbing.
60 and lifetime
You've already built all of the
max.
shops that are currently available. Do you want to research some more?
Since these particles need to be very small,
The
compared
bars
to
show
flames,
how your research
I
is
set
coming
the
along,
random
and
sprite
when they're
size
full,
values
the items will be available to be built in your park.
0.8.
That bottom bar shows just how much effort the
Delete the
researchers are
drag
putting
force.
into their work. To change an item
The
being
velocity,
researched, just
change
press the OK button.
Nice.
max velocity to
So,
100 and
I don't want to do
150.
everything at once. So we want to do
Add a curl noise and set
some
the speed
things
to something like
at the time. So we want
something.
to ride, we want to shop.
Also set the
Let's go
frequency
ice cream.
to
Ice cream is good. Then let's go upgrade.
To add
Want to
color to
upgrade
these
the 8.
particles, let's
And
open
these
our
things
color
are good.
from
They're not
planes and paste
important at the moment.
the particle update.
Because we still have stuff we can put up. We can always go in.
And that's our color decrease or whatever you call that.
We can delete stuff and add stuff. It's
Now our fire is
not the most
generating
important.
some heat around it, which leads to the distortion.
yeah, the
So,
more stuff you put
creating
out,
that
the more
heat
happier
distortion
the
effect,
staff
I
and the
duplicate flames emitter.
park's gonna be, because they're gonna think
Isolate
it's,
it and rename it to heat distortion.
it looks
Change
attractive.
GPU compute. Delete
Let's
the color
play
mode.
some.
Set the lifetime to 0.4 and 0.9.
Visitors find your ticket prices very cheap.
That is, I
Perhaps
think,
you
is
should
going to
raise
say a
them.
lot.
For shape
Unless you
location,
really go overboard.
can keep the sphere radius
Crazy.
at 8, but
One
yeah,
thing I did miss though.
just a bit.
Need
And increase the minimum velocity.
surveillance, toilets.
I changed the alpha curve in
do
the
believe
scale
there's
color
one more
module
thing I
to
need to
go like this. In sprite
Staff room.
renderer,
Oh, yeah.
change the material
Staff room is a big
M
one.
underscore heat distortion.
And the staff can take
In this
breaks.
heat distortion material,
Let's put this
in
one
order to see
here.
the distortion, you have to change this first dynamic
the
parameter
get
value Besides,
Then I have
this material
then I want
does not
to
use
build
any
out here
sprite
anyway.
sheet textures, which means
I think a
here
little
in our
market
render
research is
settings,
in order
we
here.
Maybe it's
have
better
You've
to
already
leave
built
it
the
all of the
sub
available
styles
shops.
as is
Maybe you
now.
should research some
box
others.
value.
Because otherwise they're gonna go there, they're gonna be
And
miserable.
untick
Let's
the
wait with
checkbox
it.
and delete the sub UV animation module.
You're doing a
At the
great
moment,
job.
we can
People in the
clearly
park
see
are
the
really
distortion
enjoying
since
themselves.
I
Keep it
set the
up.
dynamic parameter value to
Yeah,
0.5
it's very
for the material.
compact.
But if you want to
The
control
visitors
that
think your
from
ticket
anywhere,
price is a steal.
you can
Have you thought
add
of
50.
raising it?
the dynamic material parameter module. You can do a lot more with it, but here I've just set the value to 1. And to see the distortion clearly in the renderer setting, you can
So this is
change
pretty
the
much the
sort
game. You
order
can also
of
go in and
vividness.
you
You can find that option
change
all the way here in sprite
this
renderer
kind of
settings.
stuff, the lower
I set this to
prices,
1.
see if that's gonna increase.
So we've got our heat
What they
distortion
think about the
and
food.
one more step to go. If you look at both of
It's
these
a lot of
simulations, there is one big difference. The left is custom
customization with everything,
as it should
which
be
is really
because
cool.
You've already
file.
built all of the shops that are
So
currently
in
available.
order
Do you want to
achieve
research
that
some
light
more?
effect,
Then again,
Niagara system
tell me if I'm
use
wrong.
plain editor
I think
and
Roller
add
Coaster Tycoon came out
independent
first.
light
That one has more customization,
but
so
with
this
this
one built
only
upon it,
works
so they
with
have all the
CPU
things
set
that that game has, in case that
so
game
if
came
you have
first.
set this to GPU, then you have to change it back to CPU.
Your visitors are having a
You
great
can
time.
already see
Keep
the
up the good
effect
work.
just a bit here, but to see it clearly,
But that is more my
like
guess.
renderer setting,
Visitors
I
find your
change
ticket
it
prices
to
very
stick
cheap.
plus 2.
Perhaps you should raise
Now
them.
you can see the area this light is casting.
Same button to go
I
into
change
this
it back
menu is
and decrease the
talking,
radius.
you were talking about having
Color
info
add,
about
I
other
add
things,
2
so
to the first slot.
I can go into this
This will
guy,
increase the light cast speed,
train him, I can fire him,
making
grab
it
him, set
more
patrol. Set patrol is a big thing, so we want to find
As you can see,
the
our
mechanic
fire simulation is working perfectly.
areas. Because the mechanic guy,
Before we go, let's
he
finish
is
this
going to
with a
take care
quick
of all of
picture.
the
Go to
mechanics.
Niagara system, pick a good frame of your
So you can set
simulation,
the patrol
click
area
this thumbnail button,
for him.
and
I
Unreal
think a
will
little
use
market
that
research
as
is in
our
order here.
Niagara system
You've already built
thumbnail.
all of the available shops. Maybe you should research some others.
Come on, HDMI
If you'd
cables,
like to see
work
how
with
I
me.
create a similar fire simulation effect
Oh,
using
game
Blender
is flickering.
simulation node,
You're
check
doing
this
a
video
great
out.
job.
Okay,
People
there
in
we
the
go, we're
park are
back.
really enjoying themselves.
No,
Keep
we're
it
not.
up.
I mean,
We're back.
that's what we like. We not only praise
Did you have your little
you
fun?
integrate with us. Hit the like button, comment, and also
Okay,
subscribe
so
to Elephants Learn. So we won't miss something with the
yeah, we
next
can't
video.
close. Because I don't know
Until
if
next time,
People are impressed with your drinks.
see you.
They think they're a great deal. Congratulations.
that's enough. I think that should cover this road too, so he can walk. Okay, and you work with me?
Before we begin, I would recommend that you watch the first video if you haven't
You've
already.
already built all of the shops that are currently available.
This is
Do you
very
want to
important,
research some
especially
more?
because in that video, not only was the
I have
singleton
set up like a
basic thing, but also the
Frankenstein's
fundamental groundwork was laid for what we'll be using in this video, because this
Your
USB
video
visitors are
cable
having a
system.
great time. Keep up the good work.
will then
So sometimes
we're
cables.
going to use the same actor. We're going to use
People think your sideshows are a
22
really
seconds.
good deal. Keep up the good work.
Faces and so on. So I recommend that if you haven't seen the last one, go watch it. Alright, what are we doing in this video? As you can see, the first thing you see is that it's a bit darker, mainly because of the actor we're going to create now. We are going to come over
I'm
to
not
this
sure you're
scene,
getting the
and we
most
are
out of
going
your
to create
staff.
an actor
They need
that's
training
named
to
Light
realize
Orb.
their
We
full
are going to go
potential.
inside, and we are going to create a BP Light Orb actor.
Your researchers have unlocked the mysteries of a new shop. We're saved.
Then it's going to have a sphere collision. We're going to adjust the collisions on the sphere collision.
I think a little market research is in order here. You've already built all of the available shops. Maybe you should research some others.
You go to Edit, Project Settings, and within Project Settings, find Collision, then New Channel. You set the
You're doing a great job. People in the park are really enjoying themselves. Keep it up.
Sorry about
accept,
that.
and that's
Being
it.
annoying.
It will appear for you. Once you have
Okay.
created it, you will go
I don't
to
think
the
I missed
icon, then
anything.
select the sphere and set its blocking to block.
Blah,
For the
the
collision
park
enable
is
setting, we will
open.
set it to collision enable. Sana,
You've
set,
already
yan
built
na
all of the
nandun.
available
Visitors.
rides.
Now
Been
Really
there,
if I
done
choose
that,
main
you know what I'm
execution
saying?
frame,
Maybe
all
you
of
should
this will
research some
also
more.
Build
remain
all the
unchanged, and
attractions.
then we're
Yes,
going to
social
add a
shops.
sphere collision.
So at the moment, I believe we are researching. Yes, we are.
Sorry, not a sphere collision, a static
We'll be
mesh,
doing shops.
which will be a sphere.
Oh, there is a
And
new
this
shop.
sphere, we
Why
won't
does
touch
it
its
say we already have built
collisions or
everything?
anything, but we'll
We
change
haven't.
its size to 0.05 so it's visible. But so
What
People
far,
think
while
your
we're
Here
fleet
is what I
is
outside
want.
them,
great value.
we are
Nice one.
going to change the
Yes.
lights
We have ice
default
cream now.
color to red, then we'll save that, and
I'm not
after
gonna
that,
say that
we're
it's...
going to come over here and
Yes,
say,
ice cream is
alright,
really good,
we need to
and
interact
we will
with
be
the light
placing
orb.
it.
So we're going to create
It's
here
good to
in
keep
the
all of them in the
in
same
the first
place.
person, we're going to
So let's
create
place one here.
a blueprint interface.
Now it's going
So
more
we create
layer.
it, we add interface,
Let's connect
blueprint
that.
interface,
Let's go
we'll call
into
it
it and see what
PPI
detail we
interact.
have.
We open it and we'll
At the
create
moment,
just
it's
one
sugar
function,
free,
which we'll name. We
which
click
is good
add
for your
Your
function,
teeth.
visitors are
invite
having a
interact.
great
We press
time.
Might
enter,
taste
Keep up
then
good
disgusting.
we
work.
compile and
So let's
proceed.
increase
If you
it
notice some things are already made, it's
15%.
because
And
this
let's
is the
lower the
second
price.
time I'm recording the video
The
due
price
to an
is
issue
always
with the
something
first
that's
one.
going to be adjustable.
And so, once we have that all set up, we're going to come over here to the class settings and we're going to add the PPI.
You've
interact,
already
and
built
we'll
all
also
of the
be adding
shops that
our
are currently
PPI,
available.
save
Do you want to
actor.
research some
Burger
more?
joint.
We are going to open up the save actor data and then we are going to create a new function which will be called load
You're
I know.
not earning
light
enough
orb.
income to cover
And
your
we're going to
payroll.
give it just
You will
one
go up
Maybe get
soon.
rid of some of
variable,
your
and
staff.
that
More and
variable
more will
will
come.
be light status. These variables sudah lost ya Pak, turunnya kamu have to create a flip-flop sudah kalau saya step kode setelah view 5 for the light
Look at them
statement.
dancing.
We're
They're
gonna
so
create it
cute.
here. Lava basket
It's so good.
is here, and then we'll add
I like
the
You've
it.
pretty
we're
much
gonna
built
have
all
red.
of the side shows that are currently available.
And we're
Have
going
you
to
thought
Yes,
say
about
I have.
researching some
Well,
more?
living.
alright, so we'll position it in this
But yeah,
manner,
at the
and this
moment,
particular
there isn't
component right
really
here
much.
will function
You
as a
could see the
flip-flop. And
prices
the next
here.
step that we need to take is to add a point light right here,
How
and
much
then
a
we will
sideshow
proceed to
costs to
set its
play?
light color.
The odds
We'll
of
go
winning
ahead and
will
need
copy
to change
affect
the
how
that
much
light.
the
particular element
visitors
right
enjoy
there.
playing
That
the
is the big
sideshow.
thing.
Make sure
You
you're
make
not
the
losing
rides
money
more
on your
exciting.
We are
prizes.
going to make it red by default.
Because
And for this
so
particular one, we're gonna make it green.
Some visitors who've bought drinks went away
at the
dissatisfied with the
moment,
quality. You ought to make
cost.
improvements before more people get angry.
I think this is how much they pay to play. This is how much they win.
I'm going
If I'm not
to input a
mistaken.
specific key I have right here, which is AI Interact. Basically,
Site
I
goes
just
up.
press the E key, and I believe
You
that
see
this
the
is
opposite.
executed.
This is how much you have to pay.
Well,
This is how
from
much
the
you
starter, we're going to perform a line trace by channel. We're going to set up the channel.
Some of the people who have eaten in your park feel like they've had a bad deal. You need to improve the
Let's do the
situation
same
before
with
more
that.
visitors get angry.
See if that can increase satisfaction.
Is place an arrow
Here's also a
inside
big
the
thing. You can
camera,
increase
and we're going to get the location of this arrow.
You're
There
doing
we
a
go.
how
great
fun.
job. People in the park are really
Everything
enjoying
is.
themselves.
So,
Keep it up.
at this point,
Let's
we're
increase
going to create
everything
the
to
brand.
7. 7 seems to be the
Alright, there are some
ultimate number
switch
for
break, and then
attractions.
right here,
For
we're going to perform a
lights.
spin trace by channel.
I think a little market research is in order here. You've already built all of the available shops.
Okay, soon we
Maybe
can
you should
upgrade.
research some
We are going
others.
to create
Give me
another
a matter of
patch
time.
on nota break, and
You're spending more on wages for your staff than you're earning. Maybe you should let some of them
We
go.
can't.
I'll scale
We need
both
them all.
of them down, and then we'll be all
We need one
set.
of
We are going
There isn't
to
enough
change
toilets.
the trace channel to interact
Why are people talking
for
about
the sphere.
toilets?
In sphere trace by channel, we'll change the
Information.
trace
No,
channel
I
to
want
interact. Okay?
park statistics, visitors.
So
Here we
po,
go.
kalau at that point,
You're
then we
happy
would have
they're talking
everything
about
ready.
toilets.
Let's go ahead and test this out on the map, which
Okay.
alright, before we do anything else, let's
drinks.
place the main actor. We're going to navigate to the light orb section, and then we'll add about 4 or 5 of them. Okay, that sounds absolutely
Let's build
perfect.
the toilet over here.
Now we're gonna come and we're gonna use the E key. Perfect. We press it, it changes color. If I press it again,
Let's
red,
build one
green,
over
red,
here.
green. Perfect. We can see the actor is already performing well. Alright, so now so now we are finally going to get started with the saving. As you can clearly see, our actor
The
only has a
visitors
single
think your ticket
variable.
price is
Many
a
people might
steal.
be asking,
Have you
why
thought
not
of
just
raising
use a
it?
simple flip-flop?
I haven't
which
until you
makes
told me.
perfect sense. The problem with using a flip-flop is that clearly I don't have a
You've already
variable
built
to
all of
store
the
the
shops that
state.
are currently
It's
available.
true, the
Do you want to
flip-flop
research
has
some
an
more?
output, but eventually this
Research
could
for
get
soon.
complicated. Therefore, is that result is, yeah, it's better to
Your
choose to
visitors
do
are
it
having
this
a
way.
great time. Keep up the good work.
Well, or worst case, we could collapse this into a macro and we'd have two
Well, this part
outputs,
was
but well, it doesn't matter. Alright, once we have this,
You're not
we're
earning enough
going
income to
create
cover your
the
payroll.
structure for,
You may need to get rid of some of your
this,
staff.
for this actor. We're
another
going to call this structure
another
F
big
light orb.
thing seems to
And it's only going to have a boolean variable
big fuss
which
in
indicates
town.
the light's current status.
Let's increase ice.
Alright, so we've got the light status right over there.
Alright. Let's see this one.
Alright, perfect, started. Perfect. Once we have that all set up P, we're going to head over to the master data, and what we're going to do there is create a brand new variable. This variable is going to be called light orbs.
I need high prices at the moment because I don't have
and its
enough
type
guests.
will be an integer. And for this particular one, we're going to make sure that it is set up as a map.
Everyone's talking about it.
Now, we
Are
are
so
going to add light orb, and then
Let's lower the
Recap.
price of them. So they're free.
We've discovered a
Well,
new
it's not free,
ride.
that's
Oh,
good.
wait, hang on. We've researched a new ride. Upgrade.
Now let's head
Ah,
over to
that's
our
good
safe
too.
store.
So let's upgrade the monkey one.
Upgrading a ride will improve its reliability and make it last longer. It will also give you more leeway when changing statistics.
So upgrading is good in general. Let's wait until that one's upgraded.
And light orb
Let's go
load.
into research.
Visitors find your ticket prices very cheap. Perhaps you should raise them.
Right over here. And the corresponding
Then we
load
have to
output
do
will
some
be placed down below.
ticket manipulation.
Alright,
Time.
perfect. We'll go in there, and the very next thing that we're going to do is to fund the actor. I'm going to
You're doing a great job. People in the park are really enjoying themselves.
But
Keep it
so
up.
the video doesn't get too long, I will use it.
Loot some messages.
Well, ideally, what they would have to do is either catch the actors outside of this and simply look here.
You've researched some ride upgrades that you haven't used. Maybe you should give them a try.
Build.
People love a change of pace.
That have the interface and then find some way to filter them.
I think a little market research is in order here. You've already built all of the available jobs. Maybe you should research some others.
They used everything.
And I'll do it quickly so it doesn't take too long. But
I still don't know what loudspeakers do.
Some of the visitors who tried your sideshows aren't happy. You should try and find out what went wrong.
Layer, and then we'll add something here. We connect it up, and well, as you can clearly see, here we can execute the make command. And here we get the light status.
Now the visitors will try your
But as we
sideshows.
know, a map has a key and it has a value. We are missing the key. So where exactly do we need to
I wish they
place
would kind of
this key?
hint to
Well,
what
inside
problem
the
is more
light
than
orb
just
actor, we must
something is
create
wrong.
a new variable of the integer
Maybe the
type,
people are willing
and
to
we
do
will
this one.
name it index.
Oh, this is
Now,
the ticket.
what is the
we
purpose
go.
of this? In order to differentiate
Just
the
go
actors
full
that we have on our map, to be able
side.
to change this value for
See
each
if
individual
that's-
actor, you have to activate this little eye right here. We click on the eye and we can see that it has
Same
now
as this
become instance editable. We save and compile, and then we'll see that if we select it here on the map,
The
on
visitors
this
think
side,
your
we
ticket
have
price is a
index zero.
steal.
Everyone
Have you
has
thought
it
of
at
raising
zero.
it?
But
Let's
anyway,
raise the price
I'm gonna
again.
give each one a different index.
This one has been
2,
updated now. Yes.
3. So then, okay,
let's
now
see.
0, 1, 2, and 3. And now each one of these items has its own unique
Your
index,
visitors are
and
having
when
a
I come
great
over to this
time.
point,
Keep
I
up
can
the
then
good
perform
work.
a get index
I feel
operation.
like it's only duration that is making it more exciting.
And I'll connect it
Everything else
right
is
here.
just-
So now we have both the key and the value.
Oh, those
Now we
last.
have to go to the load function where we're going to do the same thing, get the actor of class.
Oh, that's a big jump.
Luminous orb. For each loop,
Let's have it work. This looks better now.
we
Okay.
are going to add
Let's
the
keep
three.
that.
And well, we've got this done. And now, instead of
Let's
adding,
save
we're going to
this.
implement a
It's gonna
search.
get
We'll
on.
use get index, we connect the index right here, and what's going to happen here? Well, so our raptor is going to have to, in this part, search for the value that was saved, which we retrieved was found. Therefore, we need to add a
Maybe it's better to keep.
and if the branch condition turns out to
The
be
buzz
true,
about your
then
park has started to die down.
execute
You might put in a new ride.
Hold on.
That always
So
attracts
the way
more
we do it,
visitors
the
for a
local
while.
line or should be handled as a message.
No way on that.
Alright, I've got the toad. I'm going to disconnect it from here. I'm going to connect the branch and I'll connect this right there. Perfect. And from here,
You've already
from
built
this,
all of the
which is
shops that
this
are currently
blue pin,
available.
I'm going
Do you want
make
to
a branch.
research some more?
And I'm going to connect this right here. That's absolutely perfect. Now, the very last thing that we need to do, the final step, is to go to the actor, then navigate to the interface, and finally retrieve
There's
the
much
load light
more
orb
to
event.
do.
We are going to connect the boolean
You're
here,
doing a
and from
great
this
job.
point, the very
People in the
next
park
thing
are
we need
really
to do is
enjoying
call the
themselves.
interact
Keep it
event
up.
once more. So what we'll do is simply trigger interact, and this particular
And the place
interact,
itself
we're
at the
going to use it
moment,
without
because
any
we're waiting
message.
for the
And the
research
reason
to
for
be
that
done.
is quite straightforward. We want
And
it
once
to call
that's done, we
itself.
can put on the new ride, depending on what's gonna be done first.
Now, we should be all set. Alright,
Visitors find your ticket prices very cheap. Perhaps you should raise them.
Let's start going slow on the tickets. Let's
this
go
one and this one,
73.
and then we'll press 3 to save it. Then we'll go to tools, to the
At the
turbo
moment, we're
database,
losing a lot
and
of
we're going to refresh it.
good.
And here we can see that there are 4 elements stored. One is set to true, another is true, one is false, and the other is false. We're going to select 1 and 2, my apologies, 0 and 1. So 0
Really
and 1
need
are
that
now set
burger
to true,
face.
and 2 and 3 are set to
Let's
false.
put
If
down
I
the
now
new
press escape and then I hit
here.
play once more, we can see it's like this. And
I
when
think
come
a little
then,
market
the
research
address
is in
of the
order
button
here.
close
You've
to
already
4,
built all of the
we see
available
that,
shops.
okay,
Maybe you should
we see
research
there's
some
a
others.
small
No,
error,
price
and
to-
that here we need
I don't
to
think we
put
need
a
that
not
much anymore.
boolean. We're going to invert the state.
I don't think we're
What
going
the
plus.
light
We're
when
not
it arrives here
buying
is
this
called
stuff.
in reverse. But as I mentioned,
We're hovering
now
around
this is for the
40
specific case.
40,000.
Each
That's
one,
good.
depending on how their actor or how their system
As long as
functions,
we don't go
will have
under
to implement some
50,000.
small different additional
Fine.
configuration. In my case, as we can see, I was missing the knot here. Say,
I wonder if you can have
so,
too
if I now
many.
press the number 4, we can clearly see that the
shops.
state is now being respected. We're going to change this particular one, and then we'll turn
Your
this one
visitors
off.
are having a
Save it.
great time. Keep up the good work.
I click to load it once again, and we see that we are right here, and the states are
Can I
preserved.
move? Let
And
me move
also,
stuff.
if I
Check
refresh
the
the
video.
database, you'll notice that the states are now properly
Add
integrated.
a path through here.
Alright then, that would be everything for part 2 on how to save and then load actors, of which there are many. So
You've already
if
built
I
all
would
of the
stop
shops that
now
are currently
and do this
available.
to it,
Do you
I
want to
would have
research some more?
assign this one an index of
Sit here.
4. Then I could come with this one and assign it index 5, and now we would have more actors. The problem with this, of course, is that when there are, say, 40 actors, it's not
Build
much
more
of an
shops.
issue because you're just changing an index. The thing is,
Is
when
one of
this
these.
scales up to, I don't know, 20,000 actors, it's clearly unfeasible to assign each little number one by one. In that case, it's essential to perform some kind of calculation, for example, within the constructor event, some calculation that it would generate an index for you, for example, based on its position
Look
or
out!
its rotation.
Look
It
out,
would
she's
take
gonna
into account the
blow!
position and the
You've got a
rotation,
ride that's
and
about
based
to
on
break
those
down.
factors, it would then create a unique ID. And well, in that specific scenario, yes, it would certainly be possible. The problem, of course, is that if we were to move the object even slightly, or if we were to modify its properties, that unique ID will inevitably be lost. That's why, as I've already mentioned, every specific scenario or application might require
You're doing a great job. People in the park are really enjoying themselves.
However,
Keep it up.
particular instance, given that it's
Slower
merely a
to
simple
50,000.
demonstration example, will simply maintain its current state for the time being. Alright then, in the very next section, we're going to be taking a look at the actors that are dynamically spawned during the actual execution time. So, well, I'll see you in that part.
Let's increase the price and see what happens.
Barony, a game. I played it. A lifestyle. An amazing way to raise your blood pressure. At first glance, Barony appears to be a highly detailed boulder death simulator masquerading as an RPG dungeon crawler. But in reality, it's a game about becoming God. Because regardless of whatever class you pick, You are now on a quest to become an omniscient mega wizard doctor engineer hybrid who spends his time
Let's see if there's
levitating,
anything.
being invisible, transcending the need for food, and
I
throwing
think a
ducks
little
at people.
market
And I
research
have
is
to
in
tell
order
you,
here.
it's all very
You've already
fun.
built all of the
However, I
available
seek a
jobs.
more
Now we have
Maybe
to
you
wait
should research some
experience.
others.
So
we
crave
get
the
some
strength
more
and certainty of
satisfaction.
capitalism.
Maybe we
Because
get some
today
more
we'll be playing the
how
game as
the
the world's
dreams,
strongest merchant, Shmuley Goldstein.
because this one
And by
looks pretty good.
exercising
This
extreme
one is-
fiscal responsibility and
This one seems
indentured
to be good.
servitude, we will attempt to survive 35 floors of monsters
even lower
to
the
defeat
price.
the final boss and win the game. But first, a hypothetical situation.
You can
It's
get some
9
more
PM
satisfaction.
and you're competitively shitposting on Twitter. After a long night of calling people subhuman trash, you head to bed for some much-needed rest.
That's
However,
pretty much
you
the
wake up in the middle
game.
of the night to find a mostly
What's that?
naked Romanian
What's that
man
pink stuff
standing at
in
the
the-
foot of your bed. Dear God, it's Furry Master 914. He must have tracked your IP address and
Is it
found
trash?
your house. You're
Your
petrified
visitors are
with
having a
fear
great
as he
time.
approaches
Keep
you,
up the
puts
good
a
work.
gun
What is
in
it?
your mouth and apathetically
First,
asks,
someone die?
"Are you ready to see God?" Wild guess, but I don't think he's going to take no for an answer. This is bad.
Your
but it all
researchers
could
have
been
come up with a
prevented
new
with the
ride.
sponsor of today's video, ExpressVPN.
You
This
have the
is,
sun
without
god.
question, one of the
There we
best
go.
virtual private network services
You've
on the
already
market.
built all of the
Still
shops
take it
that are
from
currently
take it from all
available.
of these
Want to
people that you
research
don't
some
know.
more?
ExpressVPN will ensure your online privacy and data security
over
by
here.
encrypting and rerouting your network traffic
This is a
through
good
their
place.
high-speed servers. That means no more worrying about your data being
Eureka!
sold,
We've
and of
discovered
course,
a new
no
ride.
more
Oh, wait,
unexpected
hang on.
late-night visitors.
We've researched
Me
a new
personally,
ride.
I use
Upgrade.
ExpressVPN
Never been
all the
past
time
this.
to access region-locked content by changing my IP address. In fact, I do it so much
new
that
shop
I've
has
had
been
an
researched.
identity crisis.
Whoever
Am I
said that
Reggie
there's nothing new
Gaines,
under the
the
sun
Canadian
hasn't
news
met your
source, or am I
scientists.
Hong
So we
Kong
want this one?
Fooey, a Nigerian
custom
man
shop.
binge-watching
And we
Breaking
want
Bad? I don't know,
for
and neither will they. Find out how you can get up to 4
Scientists have discovered some
by
upgrades.
clicking the link in the
Have you
thought
description,
about using
scanning
them?
the QR code, or going to expressvpn.com/Reggie. With plans starting at $3.49 a month and a 30-day money-back guarantee, you've got nothing to
Always
lose. Thank you,
satisfaction.
ExpressVPN. Now back to the video. Our first choice to make is our race and
You're
class.
doing a great
We've got
job.
plenty of
People in the
options,
park are
ranging
really
from a
enjoying
hopeless
themselves.
mushroom
Keep it up.
man all the way to
Because it's not
demonic
percent,
BDSM
it's hard to
enjoyer.
know
However,
if it's
we're going to
going
play as the
up
most
or down.
insidious of them all, the gnome. Gnomes are renowned for being short and killing me on level 3. You piece of shit.
The visitor
But they
said
do
your
have
ticket
some
price is
upsides.
steal.
For
Have you
instance,
thought
the
of
more
raising
wealth
it?
they hoard, the higher their mana regeneration
Seven
goes,
more.
which makes them an excellent fit for the merchant, a
We're still
class that
talking about
focuses on
drinks,
trading and becoming
toilets.
rich. So with that figured
Any
out,
more
it's
toilets?
time for Shmuley Goldstein to make his debut. It all starts here in the mines on level 1. We've got a hatchet, a pickaxe, and several pieces of cheese. This might sound pretty good to you, but that's because you
See
don't
about these
realize
ones.
level 1
This
is the
one.
hardest
That's
level
right.
in the entire game. Traditional
There's
game
not many
design
people
would
have
dictate that
used it.
difficulty should ramp up slowly as you progress, but the
This one's
Barony
horrible.
developers
No,
believe
there are
that the
people who
weak
used it.
should
Okay,
fear
okay.
the strong,
Understandable
and they
in
make
that
that
case.
clear very quickly. Try
about
fighting
this
more than one rat at a
These
time,
people.
you're dead. Equip a funny necklace,
It
you're
hovers
dead.
around the
Try
same.
brewing some health
Let's go
potions,
down in
not a
price.
chance. Finally,
I can
try
increase-
standing perfectly still, and you're still dead. So
don't
given
think
that, we proceed
satisfactory
through
rate's gonna
floor
come
1
down
very
if
carefully,
you
utilizing
increase the
stealth
price.
attacks as much
I
as
think it's on
possible
the
while
salt
doing our best to
level
loot
that we
everything we
do.
can get our hands on.
Yeah, more or
Rather
less.
insultingly, one of the first items the game offers us is an oversized
Yeah.
jester's hat, and the second one is a hand mirror. So not only will the entire world know we're a clown, but now we'll know it
We
too.
are going
However,
almost
Shmuley
under
J. Goldstein will not be made a fool.
It's scary.
By the end of this video, he will become a god. And he will also keep this hat because it
Okay,
gives
so
plus
this one is
one
open
charisma.
now.
Proceeding through the floor, we fight our way past several
You've got
rodents,
right upgrades ready to
reanimated
go.
skeletons,
Maybe you should
and
use
anyone
them.
stupid enough to trust us. You see, in order to increase our character
feel like
level,
this
we have
one.
to increase our individual skills. And unfortunately
make
for
it
everyone
fast as
else,
well.
most of them involve killing people. So there are no
Like
friends,
reliability,
there
I
are
don't
no
think
neutral
anything's
parties,
gonna happen.
just ambulatory experience points waiting to be harvested. This is the necessary mindset of the XP Maximizer. By the time we finished looting floor 1, we made it to level 5 and picked up a few useful spell books. For example, this one summons a floating pickaxe to lobotomize your enemies with. very nice. Soon, the people will have to take us seriously. Proceeding through the hatch to floor 2, we are immediately greeted with the barony equivalent of being told to go fuck ourselves. This flashing symbol indicates that in about 2 minutes, a 40-foot
Your
tall
visitors are
minotaur
having a
will
great
spawn onto
time.
the map and
Keep up the good work.
pulverize us.
That small of
Clearly,
increase is
the difficulty
there's no
curve is
need.
working as
That's just small.
intended. So, wasting no time, we begin darting around the map in a
Oh boy,
desperate attempt
almost
to grab
puking.
some loot and locate the exit
When
before
need.
it's too late. Eventually, we come across this locked stone tower, which is exactly what we want. This is the
Visitors find your
entrance to a
ticket
secret
prices
level,
very
and
cheap.
by pulling these
Perhaps you
two
should
levers,
raise
we
them.
open up the gate and make our escape just before the Minotaur has a chance
Red
to
ones are
perform
going
a
up.
hate crime on
That's
us.
bad.
We have now entered the most infamous level in the
So we
entire
want to do
game,
something
the
about that.
Gnomish Mines. This is
What
a
do we want
massive
to do?
labyrinthian map populated by
What would be
treasure, highly dangerous
the
trolls,
source?
and
Could it be
dozens
that I
of
don't have enough
gnomes.
cleaners?
This might sound like a safe place for us,
Enough
since
cleaner
we are
to
also gnomes. But let me tell
maintain
you
a certain
something.
area.
In this world, there is nothing gnomes hate more
Because
than
this
other
area
gnomes.
seems to be the most
So we begin
important one. So
exploring the
let's
mines very carefully, making sure to
whole
use
area
hit-and-run
this
tactics
time.
to slowly whittle down our enemies.
do
Technically, we could leave at any time. The exit
here.
is right there, but we've got 3 things we need to do before
this
that.
part.
First objective, kill some locals and
That
use their
area is
pickaxes
always-
to mine as many resources as
The other
possible.
cleaners
This
do all
place
the
is
others.
absolutely stuffed with gold, and I'll be damned if we leave behind even a
We're at the
single
main
nugget.
stage
I know
is
what you're
where
thinking, Reggie,
this
that's going to
place
take
is.
forever, but don't worry, we've got a secret weapon,
not
this
forever.
almost useless piece of fabric. When a normal person equips a blindfold, they will have a hard time.
You've
playing the
researched some
game.
ride
But
upgrades
we,
that you haven't
filthy
used.
gnome,
Maybe
equips
you should give them a
blindfold,
try.
we enter a state of
People love a
sensory
change of pace.
deprivation, which heightens our natural affinity for precious metals and allows us to
7
literally
is
smell every
6
piece
or
of
7.
gold in a
6
2-mile
is-
radius. Using this technique, we were able to track down every gold deposit in this godforsaken
60.
mine. Now that we've got some cash, we make our
See
way
what
to
happens.
the top right corner of the map, where we find a fellow enjoyer of the free market. This is a shopkeeper, and he is our only friend in this cold, dark dungeon. Now here's the strategy. We buy everything he's got. It doesn't matter
You're
if it's
doing a
trash.
great
The
job.
simple act of
People in the park
purchasing
are
it
really
levels up
enjoying
our
themselves.
trading
Keep
skill,
it up.
which levels us up as a character. Then we sell all that stuff back to him and buy more stuff. Technically, we are losing money on these transactions, but think of it like an investment. Because if we can max out our trading skill, we will earn
The
the ability
visitors
to
think
sell
your ticket
anything
prices
to
are steal.
shopkeepers,
Have you
even
thought of raising
valuable
them?
gems. And that is where the real money is. By the time we were done executing this technique, we managed to grind out 4 levels and get our trading skill up to 75. Additionally, the shopkeeper sold us a new shield and 2 pairs of steel anti-gravity boots. Normal steel boots weigh around 40 kilograms, but these ones weigh 80 kilograms less, making them atmospherically buoyant. This is important because our weight affects our speed, and in Barony there is no easier target than a morbidly obese man who has immobilized himself under the weight of his own gluttony. Now let's move on to our last
Congratulations!
objective.
Because
In
you
the bottom
attracted
right
enough
corner of the
visitors
map
to
is
reach
a
your
very
goal, you get a
spellcasting
gold
helmet
ticket.
guarded by a series of highly dangerous booby traps. Wow, guys, very impressive trap room you've got here. Be a real shame if I had 7 pickaxes in my inventory. With the traps disarmed, we are now free to grab the Sphinx's pass. Sporting +8 intellect and +3 armor, this helmet is basically our
How many do I have?
best
100?
slot for the rest of
Your
the game.
visitors are having
Now
a
all that's
great
left for us
time.
to do
Keep
is
up the
finish
good work.
exploring the map and get out of here. This
People
took
are
about an
puking,
hour,
people are
so I'll
happy,
give you the
people are
highlights.
drinking.
20 minutes running around electrocuting gnomes,
I need more
20 minutes
drinking
finding more
places.
treasure, and 20 minutes
This is not
creating a
satisfactory
minimum
enough.
wage labor force.
Make
That
it lower
last one
prices.
is very important, so listen closely. As a gnome, no one wants to be our friend. This isn't a
Yeah,
political
we-
thing, it's an observation. Because every time I talk with an NPC, they try to stab me. So our only option is to deceive them into compliance by manipulating the currency. What we do is run around until we find these piece of shit rocks worth $1.
Visitors find your
Then
ticket
we
prices
cast a
very
magic
cheap.
spell on it,
Perhaps you
and
should
suddenly
raise
it's
them.
valuable because we said so. Then we take
78.
those artificially monetized items and beam them off people's heads
How's
to
the
convince
research
them to
going?
work for us.
Going slow.
Congratulations, we have now
How is
established
our
our own
maintenance
fiat money
practice?
system, but way worse. Because this ain't even fractional banking. In fact, it's not banking at all. You're gonna work for Shmuley Goldstein until you die. You're a lightning staff gnome that fights enemies from afar? Very cool. But the second that staff
Research.
runs out of charges, I
Skills
will
are
be
very
sending
low.
you to the front lines to
Let's-
fist fight a troll.
increase
And when you
this.
inevitably perish, I will be selling all of your personal belongings to the nearest pawn
In the
shop.
long run, I think
Point
it's
is,
better
with this
to
technique, we were able to enlist a small posse of delinquents to act as our bodyguards. In fact, we even got really lucky and recruited a succubus. This is terrific because the succubus can seduce units into joining our party even if we're already at the party size limit. I thought this would be pretty good. However, as we will soon find out, it is completely broken. Regardless, we're all done in the mines, so let's get back to the dungeon. The next 2 levels of the dungeon were a deeply confusing experience. Within 60 seconds, I found a book on how to be an alpha male, found a necklace that literally chomps my dick off, and then to balance it all out, I almost got killed by a bullet. After that, we wandered around in a daze while our followers beat the shit out of everyone on the map. I didn't tell them to do that. They just apparently know I want it, which is what makes them my followers. Eventually, we came across a series of merchants.
I don't think there's any other way to increase
min-maxing our trading skill to appease my compulsive desire for number go up. Here's the summary. We added 4 more anti-gravity boots to our collection, grabbed an alembic to allow us to practice alchemy, and most importantly, we maxed out our trading skill. All of this landed us at 7,000 gold, which bumped us up a tax bracket into wealth level 3. Not bad. All of this was done just in time for the next secret level, Mine Town. Barely a town, and certainly not a mine, Mine Town is actually a religious site for members of the free market. That's because it has 4 shops.
You're doing a great job. People in the park are really enjoying themselves. Keep it up.
Non-capitalist sloth classes, you probably won't care about this level, but for us, this is huge. But Reggie, how can I maximize my Mine Town experience? Well, I'll tell you. First things first, buy a tinkering kit. This allows us to do pretty much anything and use the scraps to craft quirky items like landmines and bear traps. Then we start luring innocent people into secluded parts of the map and killing them. We sell half their stuff to the merchants and use tinkering to turn the other half into glass bottles. With these, we can now destroy the plumbing system by draining every last drop of water into our bottles, which we then use to level up our alchemy skill. After about 20 minutes of this, all civilians should be dead, and the entire town will be experiencing a catastrophic drought. That's a good start, but we can go even further. We use an obscure magic spell to level up our mysticism by breaking every piece of furniture on the map. No chairs, no beds, only experience points. Then we use our tinkering kit to systematically deconstruct all of the torches. Now that the town has been plunged into darkness, we can turn the torches into bear traps and place them randomly in the street for good measure. This is what it means to become ungovernable. Now that we have honored Mine Town by extracting every single experience point from it, we can move on. This brings us to a transitory level. These are basically free treasure levels that we get when moving from one biome to another. However, do not mistake that for meaning that they're safe. I have personally witnessed grown men cleaved in half by cleverly placed mimics on more than one occasion. But that's okay, because we didn't need that guy, and what we're really here for is something much worse. By mining through this skull-shaped wall, we can reveal a
the game is still on.
Visitors are having a great time. Keep up the good work.
99% of players, because the baseline requirement for even
Visitors find your ticket prices very cheap. Perhaps you should raise them.
Up some boots of
Like I have 2
levitation from a
little
merchant.
juice in
Therefore,
something that
problem
makes
solved. But why do we even care about the underworld? Well, I'll tell you. It's because deep within the underworld, there is a demonic shade known as Artemisia, who wields the legendary bow Chrysolakatos. So the plan is, go to hell with the boys, beat the ever-living shit out of Artemisia, take the bow, and be back in time for supper. Upon entering the portal, we are immediately greeted by the Minotaur.
Hopefully we're gonna come back.
Something which would have terrified us about 3 hours ago, but now we're ready. For one, we've got a couple of followers, and for 2, we've used our alembic to craft
People are impressed with
your
cocktails.
They think they're a great deal. Congratulations.
Lobotomite came charging toward us, we dumped half a dozen explosive potions on him, and he promptly
People
turned
think
to
your
ash.
sideshows are a
Killing the
really
Minotaur
good
was a
deal.
big
Keep up the good
milestone,
work.
a rite of passage, if you will. Shmuley Goldstein will no longer be molested by the circumstances of this world. Now, he molests back. With that taken care of, we finally encounter
think a little
Artemisia.
market
She
research
hits
is in
very
order here.
hard, but
You've
with the
already
help
built
our
all of the
followers,
available
we're able to
shops.
beat her
Maybe you should
mercilessly
reserve
until
some
she
others.
gives up and drops the bow. When picking up new gear, you have to first identify it, and the amount of time time it takes to identify something.
You're doing a great job. People in the park are really enjoying themselves. Keep it up.
Seconds. Ring of Might, maybe 30 seconds. But legendary bow Chrysolakatos, 7 goddamn minutes. However, it was worth the wait, because this bow does 6 damage, never degrades, has a chance to enchant our arrows, and after repairing it, we even got the damage bumped up to 11. So a lot of people are going to start dying. While looking for our next victim, we came across a
Your
unique
park has
character
precious
named
few
Robin
features.
Hood.
It's
At
like
first, I was
Norfolk,
thinking about recruiting
the
him by
gate.
shoving a fistful
Maybe
of
you should build
gemstones
some
up
more.
his nose. But
You
then
can
I
find them
remembered
in the
his
miscellaneous
entire
item
identity
list
is
on the
based
buy
around
screen.
robbing rich people. So obviously, we put a generational beating on him and recycled all of his clothes into landmines. With that taken care of, we finally escaped the underworld and returned to the dungeon, just in time to enter the next biome, the swamp. If you gave me the option of being shot in the head or spending 5 minutes in the swamp, I'd tell you not to miss. Because
Worked
not only is the
perfectly
swamp
just a minute
teeming
ago.
with goblins and slime monsters, but they've tripled the defense budget, and there's traps everywhere. Regardless, we push forward, painstakingly exploring
Are we
every
back
corner
now?
of the map in search of treasure, and
No.
we found it
Well,
in the
yes.
form of spell books. Objectively
Actually,
speaking,
no.
swamp spell
Okay,
books
yes.
are the most fun, not because they're useful,
Damn, people are
but because
puking.
they're
What is
literally
happening?
designed to troll your teammates in co-op. For instance, we found the spell book of confusion.
I'm not sure you're
which can
getting
be
the most out of your
repeatedly cast
staff.
on your friend.
They need
Convert their
training to
spells
realise
into
their full
motion
potential.
sickness.
Add
Once
more-
your friend realizes you're griefing him into bulimia,
more
he'll probably try to attack you back, which is when you're going to cast
You've
grease
already
to
built all of
lather
the
in
shops that are
oil
currently
and make him drop
available.
his
Do
weapon
you want to
anytime he
research some
tries to
more?
use it. Maybe for good measure, you'll also cast Ignite to kill him with a horrible grease fire. This is the essence of male bonding in
Your
there.
visitors are having a great time. Keep up the good work.
So we had to settle for griefing the local goblins instead. However, all of this
People think
dicking
your
around
food is
comes
great
at a
value.
cost,
Nice
because it
one.
takes a long time to explore each floor, and starvation is slowly creeping up on us. For the past hour, we've been surviving on a diet of greasy tins of food, but by this point, we've completely run out, and we're starting to take hunger damage. Many
You don't have a very good selection of features.
Short due to
You know,
poor food
trees,
management,
fountains,
but
statues,
Goldie Goldstein
things to make the
refuses to
park look
die with
nice.
anything less
Maybe you
than
need to build some
100,000
more.
pieces of gold to
You can
his
find them in a
name.
miscellaneous
So we pushed
items
through
list
pain.
on the buy
Eventually,
screen.
we hit a lucky break where, after finding a series of chests,
Everyone
one of
knows
them
that you
tried to
killed
kill us,
blocks.
only for us to explode him like a pinata and feast upon
The
his
visitors
innards.
think your
The
ticket
chest
price
was
is a
full of
steal.
cheese,
Have you
cream
thought of
pies,
raising
and
it?
more industrial-grade sloth, which should keep us running for the next few levels. Probably the only other important development during our time in the swamp was that our succubus started recruiting tons of new allies. In
You've
fact,
already
she
built all of the
managed to
available
recruit a
rides.
legendary
Maybe you should
zombie
research some
named
more before the
Grimes.
visitors get
He's
bored.
very powerful, and he
some
also has 3 of his own followers. So our party is now
I
7
think
or 8
a little
people,
market
despite
research is
having
in
a
order
follower
here.
cap of
You've
4.
already built
Our
all
time
of the
in swamp
available
came to
shops.
an end
Maybe
when
you
we
should
stumbled
research
upon
some
a
others.
portal to the haunted castle. As with any secret level, this is an exceptionally dangerous place with exceptionally valuable loot.
You're doing
Our
a
first
great
order of
job.
business was to
People
make
in the
our
park
way
are really
inside the
enjoying
castle.
themselves.
It is
Keep it
here
up.
where we will find tons of gold and some legendary boots. But the second
feel like
we
that's
touch
all.
anything, 25 zombies
Some of the
are
people
going
who
to
have eaten
rise
in the
from
park
the
feel like
dead
they've
and
had a
try to
bad
kill
deal.
us. So
You
some
need to prove the
preparations
situation
are
before more
necessary.
visitors
We
get
start by
angry.
covering the castle entrance with bear
What is
traps
that?
and a thick layer of grease. After that, we brew a few Molotov cocktails, get everyone in position,
Your park
and grab the
has
legendary
precious few
boots in order to
features.
start the
It's like
show.
Norfolk,
Almost immediately,
with a
the
gate.
first wave of zombies
Maybe
was
you should
upon
build
us,
some more.
rushing down the entrance,
You can find
only
them
to
in the
find
miscellaneous
themselves
items
thoroughly
list on the
lubed up
buy
and
screen.
dicked down. After healing up the troops, we pushed out of the keep to start the zombie extermination process. I was expecting this to be the
Visitors
hardest
find
part,
your
but
ticket
to my
prices very
surprise, our
cheap.
succubus
Perhaps
just
you should
harmed
raise them.
every zombie we came across, and within 30 seconds, our party had doubled in
Have a
size. We are now commanding a small-scale
Just need some
undead
visitors.
army, which we were able to use to slowly
There are
clear
areas
out
in
the
your
rest
park
of the
with a
map
mechanic
and grab
patrolling
all
them.
the loot. Notable finds include a shitload of gold and a spellbook of Remove Curse.
I think
Being
getting
able to
more-
remove curses is high level
You've already
utility
built all of the
magic,
shops that are
because at least
currently
half of
available.
the spell
You
books
want to
in this
research some
game
more?
are cursed, and if you try to read from a cursed spell book, it literally lobotomizes you.
We've achieved the
Thankfully, we
limits
won't
of
have to
human
worry about
knowledge.
that any
All of the
longer.
available
We were
sideshows
also
have
able
been
to
built.
increase our kick rate
Maybe you
to
should
level
have your
8,
scientists
which means
investigate
we can now
more.
craft
Eventually.
the single greatest item in the entire game, a leather backpack. I'm not exaggerating when I say that
Your
I spent
visitors are
30
having a
minutes
great
on each
time.
floor
Keep up
just
the good work.
managing my inventory. And And with this backpack, we've now got an extra 10 slots to work with. Naturally,
Some
I filled it
visitors
up
who
with our
bought drinks went
anti-gravity
away
boost,
dissatisfied
which
with the
turned
quality.
into something
You ought to make
approximating a
improvements
giant
before
helium
more people
balloon
get angry.
attached to our
Let's lower
back.
it.
With all of that taken care of, it's now time for us to proceed to the next biome, the Sand
Let's lower all of
Labyrinth.
them.
This area is known for its absolutely massive labyrinthian maps filled with bug people. Fortunately, we've maxed out our leadership stat, and the game tells us we should now be able to recruit them. Excited by this prospect, I walked straight up to one, attempted to shake his hand, and instead got stabbed in the face. So I guess that was just a fucking lie. Welcome to the Sand Labyrinth. The
Yeah,
majority of our time here was spent doing this. The only reason we didn't starve to death was because we found a ring of slow digestion and a sweetgrass sprig. Both of these items together form a very powerful anti-starvation build, which reduces our hunger rate to somewhere around 30%. This gave us plenty of time to dick around and also encounter one of my favorite NPCs in the entire game, the Potato King. He's a goblin with a jester hat, suspenders, a beard, and a certain indescribable aura. So naturally, I equipped my nicest gem, ran straight up to him, and threw it at his face in an attempt to recruit him. Unfortunately, we must be at our follower limit because it didn't
Visitors
work
think your
and a
ticket
giant
prices are
fight broke
steal.
out. At
Have you
which
thought
point,
of
I was
raising it?
forced to execute him with blood magic. Killing the Potato King felt like strangling my own father to death in the
It's
pouring
worth it in
rain.
the long
It
run.
was emotionally devastating. But rather than confronting those feelings like a man, or God forbid, going to therapy about it, fuck you. I just forced one of my other followers to equip his clothes, thereby turning him into a replacement Potato King. And just like that, it's almost as if it never happened. However, we decided to keep one thing for ourselves. The Potato King's legendary mace, Sharur. If all of the legendary weapons in Barony were internet users, Sharur would be the Redditor, because it is obnoxiously quirky and refuses to shut up. So much like a Redditor, we ignore it. The only reason we put up with this in the first place is for the special ability. While we have this mace equipped, it increases our mana regeneration, and that effect scales dramatically as our mace skill goes up. So over time, we can double or even triple our mana regen. For a piece of shit spellcaster like us, that is incredibly valuable. At this point, I feel our D&D style party has finally come into view. We've got Shmooly Goldstein, the financial wizard, Succubus, the goon farmer, Coral Grimes, the death knight, and Potato King the second.
Now
Between
just
the four of
waiting
us, I
and
like
seeing
our
what's
odds.
gonna happen.
So our party pushed through
I
the
think
Sand
a little
Labyrinth
market
and even
research is in
completed
order
2
here.
secret levels
You've
in the
already built all of the
process.
available
Long story
shops.
short, we
Maybe
made a
you should
shitload of
reserve
money
some
and
others.
killed a Minotaur in order to take his legendary
and they're
spear.
not,
With the Sand Labyrinth complete, we can now proceed to the
time.
ruins.
You're doing a
If we
great
can make
job.
it through
People
this
in the park
biome,
are
Yeah,
we'll
really
just
finally
enjoying
reach the
themselves.
first
Keep it
boss
up.
with
have
their
fun.
perks. Now, in terms of trapped density, the ruins is on par with central Poland, because these fuckers are everywhere. Fortunately, we have amassed an impressive collection of spells, and we've got one specifically for disarming traps. So it doesn't matter if you spend all day carefully placing
Visitors find your
turrets,
ticket
floor
prices
spikes.
very cheap.
Shmooly Goldstein
Perhaps you should
is
raise
going
them.
to spawn onto the map, pop a speed buff, and fly around systematically disassembling all of your shitty little traps until you're all alone. And God help you
prices.
when you're all
Is that
alone.
what he said?
With the traps out of the way, our followers are free to engage the dozens of gnomish gangs that inhabit the map.
82.
Most barony
See what
fights
happens.
occur on the scale of 1v1 or maybe 2v2 combat, but these brawls were easily 30-person bloodbaths. Most of the locals did not survive, but some
You
were
should not
smart
be
enough
there.
to bend the knee and join our
So we're
party. Thanks to this, our party size easily increased to around 25 people. We were recruiting everyone, even inanimate objects.
You've already built all of the
Nothing
shops that
safe
are currently
from the
available.
Goldstein
You want to
Industrial
research some more?
Complex. In terms of looting, we were able to secure a few very nice spell books, such as Psychic Spear, which does
Let's
a
not
massive
show the world your
damage, and
asshole.
also the spell of
Your visitors are
preservation,
having a
which
great
prevents
time.
our gear
Keep
from
up with work.
degrading as long as we've got enough mana. This
We
is
still have a
huge because
bunch
some
of
incredibly powerful
yellow
items, such as
faces, which is not
Amulets of
bad.
magic
It's also
reflection,
not
are
really that
balanced
good.
only by the fact that they can
People
degrade.
are
But
puking,
now we can just ignore that and become
puking.
immune to all magic indefinitely. I'm not going to lie, this build
Could
is
it be
getting
because the
absolutely filthy.
lights are
Building
just
off of that, we were able to
there?
find a merchant and push our our gold reserves past 20k, which
Take it
puts
down
us
to
at level 4 wealth
The
with a
visitors
massive
think your ticket
40%
prices are
buff to
steal.
mana regen.
Have you thought
In
of
terms of
raising?
spellcasting, we are rapidly approaching a
Take all
god
of them
level
down.
sorcerer. There's just one more place we need to visit to solidify
Then
our
we can increase
status,
the
the
prices
Mystic
again.
Library. Proceeding through a secret portal, we arrive there. The magical archive containing some of the strongest spells in the game, and also several
So I
people
feel like
you can
safe
murder for the crime of
the
existing. A wise
hard
man once said, you
or
should have a plan to kill everyone you meet. And that's fair, but personally, I prefer an improvisational
We've
jazz
discovered a
mindset
new
when it
ride.
comes to
Oh,
these
wait,
things.
hang on.
A little gang
We've
beating here,
researched
a
a new
couple of
ride.
fireballs
Upgrade.
there, and maybe a few dozen
That's good
acid
too.
potions for good measure. There's really no wrong answers. After we finished converting the local
Now I can't
populace
remember which
into
one I
funny
upgraded.
numbers on
What
our
is it?
XP bar, we took
Crazy
our
monkey.
time filtering the archives. Notable finds
That
include
upgrade
a
is
spell
fun.
of vampiric aura, greater might, and the best one was a tier 5 spell that drops a comet on your enemies. Very tasteful. With all of that taken care of, we're now ready to receive
Erasers?
the first boss
Let's
of
do
the
Sun
game,
God.
Baron Herbs. His
Increase Sun
Wikipedia
God
page describes him
potential.
as an evil tyrant of low moral standing.
See if we
But
can make
personally,
it
the more I
more
read,
fun
the more I
to
like this guy.
customers.
So we'll put him down nice and easy. Arriving on floor 25, Perks' arena comes
we
into
can
view.
see
Just beyond
more
this point lies
satisfaction.
Shuli's greatest challenge yet, which is why we're going to utilize our ultimate
Scientists have
technique,
discovered some
casting spin
upgrades.
on him like
Depends on
500
which one
you're
targets
talking
to
about, 'cause I
centrifuge his
have.
brain into a slurry of gray matter, at which point he will die.
I
So
think
we
a
enter
little
the arena,
marked
spawn
research is in
Baron
order
Perks,
here.
and blast him
You've
with a
already
spin
built all of
spell,
the
only
available
for
jobs.
absolutely
Maybe you should
nothing to
research
happen.
some
Dear
others.
God, he's immune to being spawned.
So
At
hard
this
to
point,
know
we've got
if
no other
the
option. If we
satisfaction
can't
rate
turn
goes
your
down
brain
or
to
up
mush with
as
shitty
the
magic
percentage.
spells, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. So I called in our 25 followers and had them
I
curb
should
stomp
start
his
taking
skull
screenshots.
relentlessly. Truly, the most dignified death we could offer to a fellow capitalist. With that taken care of, we open an escape portal and head to the nearby hamlet, where the townsfolk are
Maybe
celebrating our
30%
heroic
solved.
victory.
Gonna
The
make it
hamlet
better.
is one of the few levels that is actually intended to be purely
Maybe zero solved is the
Everyone is
ultimate.
celebrating our victory. The shopkeepers are all very kind, and generally, it's a good time.
Yes, take it down
which
to
is why
zero.
we are morally obligated
They can't
to
have
kill
salt because
everyone
they
here.
don't like
Just
it.
as the blank canvas taunts the budding artist, so
You're
too
doing
does
a
the
great
peaceful
job.
hamlet
People in the
taunt
park are
the
really
And my
enjoying
TV
themselves.
has died.
Keep it up.
And so, it's time we make our first brushstroke. The reason the hamlet is so peaceful is
Visitors
because
find your
everyone here
ticket
is
prices
absolutely
very cheap.
jacked.
Perhaps
It's
you
full
should
of
raise
high-level
them.
No, you can do
adventurers,
it.
and every shopkeeper is at
I know
least
we've
as
been on
strong
for a
as
long
Baron
time now.
Herbs. Furthermore, no merchant in their
Ain't
right mind
over
would
yet.
dare attack a shopkeeper, because
still
if
have
you do,
more
we'll get
job
banned
to
from
do.
trading with them for the rest of the game. And therein lies the problem. We have to kill all
There we
of
go.
these
Now we're
people
back.
without even touching them, which is why we're going to convince them to kill each
Okay,
other.
let's
A
see.
few levels back, while we were
Roasted
looting, we came
puking.
across one very special item.
got
It's
right
called the
upgrades
Ring of
ready to go.
Conflict,
Maybe
and
you
whenever
should
you
use
put
them.
it on, it turns the surrounding area into Memphis, Tennessee. Because everyone near
We've
you will start
already built
stabbing
all of
and
the shops
shooting
that
each
are
other
currently available.
indiscriminately.
If you want to
I think
research
we can
some
see where
more.
this is going,
Breaks
so
down
let's
because
test it out. First, we take
don't
all
think
of our
we can go there.
followers and sequester them to a corner
This
of the
one
map
is-
where they can
yeah.
avoid the coming
This one
civil
is
war.
really
Then we find a
upgraded now.
shop with 2 traders. I make sure to sell a
we are
bunch of our
going
stuff
to
to them first because we want their
increase
money.
the
And don't worry, we'll be
duration.
getting most of it back in
Just
about
people like
5
that.
minutes. After that, we drink an invisibility potion and hide in the
Capacity
cup
doesn't really
corner.
matter.
Now we slip on our
So-
ring of conflict and watch the show. This process takes a very
like
long
it's good
time,
for now.
but eventually one of the shopkeepers will explode into
How's
a
this
million
one?
pieces.
Your
and
visitors
drop
are having
their
a
inventory.
great time.
Once
Keep
that's
up
done,
good
we
work.
take off the ring, grab all of the loot, sell it to the other
We might have
shopkeeper,
to
and move on to our
increase
next target. The hard part about this
this
method is that
guy's
much like political streamers, the shopkeepers have to make eye contact to know that they want to kill each other. So sometimes you have to play a
Let's
bit
do
of
it like this.
matchmaker, but generally
Increase
it
his
works quite
range.
well. Using this, we were able to turn the hamlet into an active war zone. I'm
So
talking
he can go
gangland
repair
killings in the street, dozens of armed robberies, and
The visitors think
shopkeeper
your
on
ticket prices
shopkeeper
are steal.
violence.
Have you thought
Since
of
we were
raising it?
invisible for most of this, no one ever caught us, except for one man, the Invincible Cleric. Now, the moniker Invincible can go one of 2 ways. Either this guy is being ironic and he actually sucks, or he's about to anally devastate us in the middle of the street. Unfortunately for our colon, this case was the latter. Despite being incredibly powerful in our own right, our attacks don't even affect him. In fact, at one point, we were getting stomped so badly that one of our followers jumped in to help, at which point the cleric literally beat him to death with his bare hands. All I could do was watch. The only way we were able to stop him was to just wail on his armor until
I think a
slowly
little
each
market
individual
research is an
piece was
obligation.
Good
destroyed,
command.
You've
at
already
which
built
point
all of
we
the
finally
available
started
shops.
damaging
Maybe
him.
At least for a
consider
while.
some others.
We were free to finish killing everyone and selling
Or
our
we can just
inventory
bleed.
to the only remaining
That's a better
shopkeeper.
option.
Nicely
By the
done.
time we
Can't
were
play it
done,
all.
we had
You stayed in
accumulated
business
about
long enough to reach your
50,000
goal.
gold, which put
You
us
win a
halfway
gold
to my
ticket.
personal dream of 100k. Now, for the
Reset.
final touch, we head to the sewers where we
hope
encounter the secret
everything
merchant,
goes like
who
it
is
should.
either the worst judge
I feel like this is a
character I
good
have
stopping
ever
point.
seen, or the most
Thank you
subversive
everyone for
comic
watching.
of all time, because he
I hope
treats
I
us
can
by
come
saying
back
that he loves
with
exploiting people for money,
better
but he can tell that we have too much of a heart to do something like that ourselves. Ah yes,
video.
I couldn't agree more.
I really love
Anyway,
this
we trade
game.
a
I
few
hope I can
items to him,
continue it.
exit the hamlet,
See you all
and head
later.
into the